FatDag is a Weight Watchers leader in Indianapolis, Indiana. However, the views and opinions expressed during this podcast are his own. They do not represent the views of Weight Watchers. And now, here's your host and wingman, FatDag.
I am your host, FatDag. You're listening to WhysAdvice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at FatDag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at WhysAdvice. Send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello. Welcome to episode 190 of WhysAdvice. Before we get going, I want to go ahead and give a shout out. Diane from New York chatting with us in Facebook during the pre-show. And she just wanted to remind the community that she made goal. Diane, congratulations. So happy, so proud of you. That's what happens when you don't give up. When you figure out what it is you want, when you make every decision, balance it against your why, balance it against, is this aligned with my goals or is this not aligned with my goals? You can get to goal, and you clearly have proven that. For those of you listening in, you may remember Diane was on the podcast a little while ago where she drove from Florida to New York through Indianapolis, which is not at all on the way, but she popped in, wanted to hang out at a meeting. We went to a quick little dinner and caught up. It was just absolutely a pleasant visit. So, Diane, congratulations to you. Way to go. Well done. I got a schedule release. We're working on making sure you guys know, I believe very, very firmly that this is a tool for you to use on your journey. As you continue to try and stay focused and you continue to be dialed into what your plans are, I think it's very important that you look at all the available tools that you have and you figure out when and how you're going to use them. One of the things that I owe to you is a more consistent schedule so that when you come to rely on the podcast, you'll know when the podcast will be released, when there will be a live show, so that you can then balance your journey however you need to have it balanced. So my commitment going forward at this point now is that what we're working on is on Sunday evening, I'll sit down with my calendar, figure out the week ahead, and I'll release the week's schedule on Facebook on Sunday night. I'll keep FatDag.com updated with the calendar there so that you can kind of plan your week as well around the live shows and whatever shows are coming up as well. This week, headed up to Biloxi. The international tour officially kicks off on April 28th down in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Biloxi is the bigger city just for geographic reference. But I leave here on Friday night, do a 5K Saturday morning, and then boom, back to Indianapolis Saturday night. It's a quick turn, but I wanted to hang out with about, looks like about 30 or so of you registered on FatDag.com for the tour in Biloxi. Just a reminder for those of you out there, if you registered for that, I'll shoot you an email with an itinerary, but you also then must go and register for the actual race that I'm participating in if you want to participate in the race. Otherwise, you certainly are more than welcome to just hang out with us as we're out there doing it done. The itinerary will be something along the lines of be there about 7-ish, kick off the race around 8, around 10 o'clock we'll reconvene near the start-finish line, hang out until probably 2, 3 in the afternoon, whatever it takes, just to kind of hang out, chat, and just really connect. This community is all about engagement. It's all about, sitting there talking to you, learning about your journey, learning about what you need and what's working and sharing all that. And that's what I really am coming down to Biloxi to do, is just to really just hang out with you for a little bit. So it's going to be an absolute blast. Go to FatDag.com, click on the international tour to find out where else I'm coming. But I'll give you a hint. It's Tulsa, Oklahoma, Toronto, Canada, Denver, Colorado, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Indianapolis, Indiana, Washington, D.C., and then we end it in November in San Francisco. If you live anywhere near them, it's absolutely an honor. It'd be fun to hang out with you and see you. So we'll see you out there. Let's kick off episode 190 with Diane out of Toronto. She says, hi, Mike. Sorry, it's Denise in Toronto from episode 175. I wanted to give you an update on some amazing things that have happened in the last month that I just wanted to share. Yes, I could update you on how well I'm still doing on Weight Watchers and how many pounds I've lost, but that's not the most exciting news. You see, people are really starting to notice my weight loss, and they're asking me what I'm doing, and I'm starting to find my own voice. I want to tell the whole world that this can be done, that if I can do it, anyone can. And just watch me, because I'm only halfway there. So here are some of the things I'm doing to reach back and help others. First, I took a page from Your Wingman. There were a couple people at work looking for help, looking for their motivation. They were stuck in that same self-doubt. I've tried everything. This can't be done. That same mindset that I was in for so long. So now, every day, just like your wingman, when I first wake up, I send out a text to those very special people with a motivational thought, an idea, or a quote. Yes, I quote you a lot. Thanks for your wisdom. At the end of each text, I write, I believe in you, because, I really do. If I can even give one person some of what I'm feeling, then it's worth it. They have now all joined with me on the Weight Watchers journey, and I've been encouraged them to listen to your podcast for the extra daily motivation from the others going through the same weight loss battles and the triumphs. Also at work, I've incorporated a healthy snack kitchen. We have a long junk food table filled with donuts, chips, and chocolate brought in by staff members every day. I call it the temptation alley, as I've had to go past it many times throughout the day. So I went to the president of my company explaining how it would be very wonderful if we could have a healthy snack alternatives each day. The pitch went so well, I now have a budget, and I go grocery shopping for fruits, veggies, and better choice snacks. Everyone at work seems to love it, and it only takes a few minutes out of my day to set it up. Besides, I'm having a blast doing it. So I guess what I'm saying is, I get it. I really understand why you do what you do. Why you want to reach back and help others. Why you want to make the time to do all that you do. So thank you for reaching back and helping me on my journey when I needed it. You truly make a difference, and I will continue to find every opportunity to help others succeed as well. Wishing you a happy and healthy day. Denise. Denise's Connect name is Denise G50. I'll put a link in the show notes for you to find her out on Connect. But Denise, what an amazing email. I think what's awesome about a lot of it is that you're right, is that you're now, when you get to the point where you're starting to be the prize, people are starting to see your success. People are starting to see how awesome you are living your life, how good you feel. They want a piece of that. And when they see that, you start to quickly realize that the weight loss part of this program is not really the big deal. The big deal is the complete change in your mindset, the complete change in your actions, the complete change in how you're living. All of that is way more valuable than the number on the scale. Now, certainly, the bigger number on the scale as your weight loss goes down, the more your confidence increases, the more you start to have this spring in your step, you start to have this energy. So they are tied together. But at some point, you do start to realize that the piece that is more valuable is the way you're feeling. That's a piece we can't exactly measure. So when you start to reach back to help other people, that's because you understand the feeling and you want other people to do that as well. You are absolutely right that this can be done. If you can do it, anyone can. I believe that firmly. It's why I always tell you, I believe in you. I believe in you because I did it. I believe in you because you did it. I believe in you because I've seen so many people do it. And the people who've all done it, they all said the same thing or many of them said the same thing, is that when they started, they weren't exactly sure. They were just giving it a shot. And so I say, use my belief in you to power you forward until you get to the point where you start believing yourself. Once you start believing in yourself, then you reach back and you help other people. And if you can just reach one person, if you can give one person that feeling, then it's absolutely worth it. And I believe that more than you'll ever know, from the standpoint of I see thousands of people daily who are just excited about what they've done with their life, and it's just incredible. And to know that many of them would have given up or would have stalled or would have done something different without our support from our community, it does make every single second worth it. Watching people who join because they realize that they can do it because they see someone that they know doing it. It's all the same for us. That the Wise Wingman Facebook group, the community, is a powerful tool for other people to see other people getting it done and absolutely doing it. Now, I'm extremely proud of everything you've done at work. And as people start to recognize you, people start joining, they want a piece of what you're doing. And you've recognized that your office environment was not the best place to start a Weight Watchers journey. And so what did you do? You made a change. You went to the president of your company. You explained to him how wonderful it would be. And look at you, you now have a budget. But you've done that because you recognized a need and you want to help other people and you want to use your new knowledge to help other people not have to struggle on the journey. That's incredibly powerful. Of course, they all love it. You're doing amazing work. You're proving to them that it works. You're proving to them that with a little bit of focus, with a little bit of discipline, with a little bit of, I can do this, you actually can do this. So yeah, I reach back all the time, just like you've done, because I believe we're all on the same team here. The team is to reach as many people as we can. The team is to find as many people all across the globe who want to better themselves but aren't exactly sure how to do it. We do that by reaching back, by being the prize and showing people it can be done and getting it done. So Denise, thank you for your amazing email. Congrats on your amazing success. You're absolutely going to get to whatever goal you set for yourself. I'm confident of that. I'm confident because you continue to change your environment and bettering those around you as a result. Thanks again for writing in. Ashley writes in. She says, well, hi, Mike. I wrote you a while back and you read my letter on episode 157. I'm happy to report I've hit my 10% weight loss and I'm down 26 pounds. Thank you for the great podcast. I really am enjoying it. Ashley, well done. Thanks for writing in with the update. So episode 157, so it was 33 episodes ago. Very, very great job. You continue to stay focused. You continue to stay dialed in. If you've hit your 10% goal, you can do whatever it is you want to do. You've lost 26 pounds. That did not happen by accident. That happened because you were focused, you were disciplined, you knew what the goal was, and you went out there, absolutely knocked it out of the park, and you're getting it done. Continue to stay focused, to continue to stay dialed in, and continue to update me as you move along through the journey. Ashley, congratulations. If you've hit 10%, you can hit goal. Congrats. Next up, D writes in, says, hi, FatDag. I so appreciate your podcast. They've been an ever-present encouragement. I posted this on Connect, but I also wanted to hear any ideas that you may have. I'm searching for a journey lesson. I am 2 pounds from the Weight Watcher goal set at my first meeting. I would like my personal goal to be 5 or 6 pounds lighter, as I feel it gives me a buffer zone between healthy weight and overweight BMI. My lesson I am seeking involved an experience last night. My husband and I were privileged to attend a fundraiser in our community which affects his business. They had several locations with desserts and hors d'oeuvres. One location offered a triangular slice of cheesecake dipped in chocolate and rolled into nuts. It was served on a stick. Its base was approximately 2 inches wide. I didn't have any desire when seeing people in the crowd enjoying a slice. However, once the dinner was over and slices were brought to our table by members of our group, my desire for one was overwhelming. I was trying to rationalize every resistant thought I had to make it okay for me to get one. My husband chose a soft serve ice cream with chocolate sauce. I did resist the cheesecake by having a couple bites of his ice cream. My concern, and the lesson I want to learn, is how not to have those overwhelming desires. I've been on plan since July of 2017, and I've lost over 50 pounds. At this point in my journey, I would think that I would see something like cheesecake know the reason for not having it, and automatically think it looks tempting but not really have a strong desire for it. I still feel deprived even though I don't want to feel that way. Will I always feel this way? Is there anything I can do to avoid the desire and the feeling of being deprived? Any ideas? Thanks again. Hashtag D's last chance on Connect. Well, D, congratulations on losing 50 pounds. Let's start there. What an amazing accomplishment that is. That's you focused. That's you dialed in. That's you saying, I know why I'm doing this. That's you getting it done. So congratulations on that. So, here we go in this journey. At some point, we have to understand that although it is the piece that we're striving for, at some point in this journey, the actual number on the scale doesn't fully matter. And I say that very cautiously because I know we're all working towards a scale number, but what I want you to understand is when you get to goal, you're going to know it because you feel different. You feel good. You feel like you look great. You feel like sharing it with every person on the planet. You will know what that's like. And so whether it's 2 pounds above, where you're at now, or 5 pounds, or in a range, I'm not a proponent of satisfying a program. I'm trying to satisfy me. I'm trying to satisfy my, everything else I got going on with my life. Just like you, I attend, a fundraiser or two on occasion. And we go there and we enjoy the event to the best of our ability, and then we come back. And so what I want to share with you is a couple of different things and a couple of strategies that I use in those settings, and we'll just kind of go through them. And you can learn to manage this. If you get to the point where you're saying, hey, when I reach goal, I'm gonna have this, or I can't wait until I reach goal because then I can have this again. If you're putting something off in your journey, if there is a food that's calling your name and you have a mental thought that when I reach goal, I will have that again. When I get there, I will have it again. What I want you to do, and man, I tell you, listen carefully. What I want you to do is I want you to find a way to introduce that into your journey now. And the reason I say that is because if you're saying that when I get to goal, I'm going to have cheesecake again. If you're saying that and you're thinking that and you're depriving yourself this whole time, when you get to goal, you won't know how to handle a piece of cheesecake in that regard. So what I want you to do now is next time you're in that setting, I want you to, if the desire is there, I want you to take a quarter. I want you to look at a piece of cheesecake, chop it in fours, and take 1 quarter, track it, own it, move on. But then what's happening is that you've satisfied the taste. You've satisfied, the I can't have it mindset. You've then proven to yourself that you can have it. It's going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to take a lot of focus for you to then say, hey, wait a minute, I can only have a quarter. But that's significantly different, and it's training yourself for when you get to goal. And so you're going to have to, you're either that or you're truly going to have to say, I'm never, ever, ever having that again. So you have to make a decision on which of it is. If you're saying, I will never, ever have it again, that's kind of me and soda right now. I will never have another glass of soda. There's just no point in it. So therefore, there's no sense trying to reintroduce it in slowly. But if there are things that you say, again, I can't wait till I get to goal to have it, you need to find a way to introduce it now. Introduce it by using your weekly points. Introduce it by tracking. Introduce it by using your rollover points. But make a conscious effort to stay on plan with it, to track it, to just be whatever it is you need to be in that moment to say, I have the power over this. Now, I got a little secret out with you is that, if you look around, there are skinny people who are able to enjoy a piece of cheesecake. So it's not entirely the cheesecake. What it is that we have to figure out how to manage these temptations in our life and not go overboard with them. That is the training part of this entire journey. You can get there. And the more you feel like you have to put it off and put it off, is the more deprived you feel. And then again, that reintroduction is the very difficult opportunity that I'm trying to get you to avoid. Now let's go back to you're down 50 pounds. So clearly whatever you're doing is working. You absolutely are getting it done, and you're obviously going to a charity fundraiser, so that you have a great heart in that regard as well. So you're on the right path in life. Your life seems to be very well balanced, down 50 pounds, continuing to do good outside of that. You got this. Continue to be proud of every effort you're doing. Continue to be proud of all the amazing things you've done. Don't sweat this one. Track it, own it, and move on. One of the things that I like to say is that if you choose it, own it, track it, move on. But if it owns you and if it chooses you, that's when you can resist it. So if you make a plan, and like I said, by using your rollovers, by using your weeklies, whatever it is you need to use, then again, enjoy it, track it, and move on. Dee, thanks for writing in. I wish you the best of focus. I clearly know you can get there for sure. You'll be surprised. A lot of folks on Facebook chiming in right now saying that they've given up sweets altogether, and it's once you start changing your diet and changing your lifestyle, things do change for sure. Beth writes in and says, I was just sitting in my chair listening to your podcast. You talked about attendance goals. Just 10 minutes of moving. Well, I got up, I turned on my treadmill. I was going to do just 10 minutes. Then I thought, no, I'll actually do a mile. Well, 25 minutes later, I got a mile done. I'm recovering from a pacemaker 6 weeks ago. This is a new healthy lifestyle, 1 pound at a time, tracking blue dots and staying focused. I started out at 252 pounds, my highest weight. I'm now at 180.6. I will get to my forever weight, remembering my why. Thank you, Beth. Beth, congratulations. That's an amazing accomplishment. From 252 down to 180. That is you getting it done. That is you being focused. That is you being dialed in. That is you understanding why you're doing this and getting it done. I am a big believer in attendance goals, and I'm glad to see as you were listening to the podcast. Well, wait a minute. If you're listening right now, go for a 10-minute walk. Right? There we go. Not you on Facebook. Those of you on Facebook, stick around for a little bit. But when you're done, go do a 10-minute walk. If you just do a 10-minute walk once a day, you will find the hardest part often is getting up and going. And that 10-minute walk, just like Beth says, turns into a 25-minute walk because once you get that body moving, it just feels so good to be moving. So often we talk ourselves out of doing anything fun because it's so much more convenient to sit and watch TV, to sit and play on the computer, or to sit on the couch. But that first step is usually the hardest, and after that, it's getting it done. And the reason why I believe the attendance goals are so important is because that attendance goals get you used to getting up every single day and doing something. And then so that becomes part of your habit, that becomes part of your routine, and you continue to be out there getting it done. So, Beth, thanks for sharing your email. I appreciate the knowing that when I say get up and go for a walk, you guys are doing it. It's little things like that completely change your goal or change your life. And setting the attendance goals is such a critical key to this factor. And for those of you who may not be fully aware of the attendance goal motto, is what I said is it does us no good to go do a Navy SEAL kickboxing cardio workout. Our first attempt in the gym, and we work out so hard for that hour that we can't move for a month and a half, and we never, ever make it back to the gym. And so what I want you to do is I want you to start off slow. I want you to start with an attendance goal. The attendance goal of I just want to show up. I just want to check in, and I just want to go for a 5-minute walk, a 10-minute walk, just enough to say I did. And if you do that consistently, do as little as possible so that you can repeat it daily, then eventually that becomes part of your daily routine, and that is what carries you to goal and changes your life. Out of West Virginia, St. Albans, Melissa writes in, she says, Dear FatDag, I've been a Weight Watchers member for a very long time. I first joined with my mother-in-law in 2007, where I made goal for my 30th birthday. I had an amazing leader. I was focused. I wanted it, and I got it. I lost 45 pounds to get there. I felt great. Then life happened. My husband and I were in a car wreck in 2009. I was going through depression after it. I gained most of my weight back. After a few years joining and rejoining with many failed attempts, I've been unable to get back to my goal. I love my meeting, my new leader. They're all like family to me. I enjoyed Tuesdays, just going to that meeting. It makes me feel good about myself. But I've been going since April, and I keep gaining and losing the same 13 pounds. I cannot get my mojo back. I know you say find your why and keep it close. I'm 20 pounds to goal. I know I can do it. I just got to get my head back in the game. I go to Weight Watchers with my mother-in-law and a friend of mine. I thought having them would help me. Better together. But when I want to talk, when I want to go for a walk, they're all too busy, and I feel like I'm bothering them when I text about the program. I really wish I had someone close to me that I can talk to the program with. I feel like if I had a bad day or a meal that I've blown the whole week. Here it is Tuesday, and I'm going into the meeting with a gain after the weekend. I don't know why I keep doing that to myself. I feel like writing you this will help me, and that is why I did it. I want to thank you for everything, the podcast, the service to our great country. I wish you good focus, Melissa. Well, Melissa, here we are. You obviously, you know how to do this, right? So congratulations on reaching goal on your 30th birthday, 45 pounds lost. You've proven that you can do it. The mindset that you needed to get there is the same mindset that you can tap back into to get it done. You absolutely understood your life was completely turned upside down in 2009. My heart breaks for you in that, but I'm glad to see that all in all, you got through that. And so you had a period of time in your life where you truly had to go into survival mode. You had to do your best. Your best at that point was to just survive, and you did that, and you did it well. And now that you've figured out that you're back to a new routine, a new normal, significantly different than before perhaps, but you've now gotten yourself back into this new routine, and now this new routine, you have to tap into the mindset you had before and said, I want to get this done. Going back into the meeting room, joining with friends is absolutely is critical. And so, but there's a double-edged sword to that, right? When you join with friends, they can be your best motivator, but it takes one person in the group to really say, you know what, how about not today? And so that is where you have to rely on your part of the journey. You have to say that I'm dialed in for me. I'm taking care of me. I am putting me first. I'm going for a walk today. If you'd like to come with me, here's what time we're going. And those who join you can go with you. Those who aren't able to go, it doesn't deter you from getting it done. I hope by now you've found the Wise Wingman Facebook group. That is a great opportunity for folks to actually make connections and find people who are out there getting it done. Go to WhysWingman.com. It'll launch you directly into the Facebook group. It's just a great place. I've seen a lot of communities on Facebook. This one to me seems to be just purely focused on getting it done. We keep it free of clutter. We keep it free of the negativity, and we just really say, how can I help? It's that someone close that you can talk to the program with. And if you have a bad day or you have a bad week, someone can say, hey, me too. We can get it done. Now, whether or not why, you don't need to understand why maybe you keep doing this to yourself. I'm glad you wrote it. I think a lot of times we talk about on the episodes here that writing truly becomes therapeutic, and sometimes just putting it down is when we finally get to the point where we own it. And that's what you've done. And so you absolutely are in the right frame of mind. Again, you've proven back in 2007 that you know how to do this. Use that confidence to push yourself forward. Those folks, as they go through the meeting, losing and gaining the same 13 pounds, I would just challenge you to look at your tracker. And if you're tracking honestly and you're tracking daily, that is what will carry you to whatever goal you want to set. Oftentimes when folks are, battling an up and a down and long periods of time with not any significant movement in the scale progress, you can look back to 1 to 2 days a week where maybe the focus isn't solid and maybe the tracking isn't as accurate, or maybe that extra piece of whatever snuck its way in and it just didn't seem to be a big deal at that moment. All of that adds up. We talk about, the difference between maintaining your weight and losing your weight is really only about 6 points per day. And then it depends on how accurate you're tracking. If you're a really good tracker, if you're tracking very, very accurately, you probably get closer to those 6 points a day. If you're not tracking as accurately, then there's a good chance you're already eating those extra 6 points a day, and that's what's causing this delay. So really what I want you to do is I want you to just refocus, pretend you're on day one. I want you to dig into, why are you doing this? I believe when you got to your 30th birthday and you felt great, I think you understand what that feeling is like, and I think you want that back. And I think as you continue to, as we all continue to get older in life, is that we really get to the point where we say, I'm not getting any younger. I just want to live a healthy, happy life for as long as I can. So what I want you to do is I want you to take another moment. I want you to write down to yourself only. You don't have to share it with anyone. I want you to write down, why are you doing this? Why are you recommitting? What does success look like? What did it feel like when you hit goal back then? And just convince yourself that you can do it. And I want you to start off with a camera and take a couple photos and just have those as a comparison and continue to get it done. Find someone in your current meeting room. I almost guarantee you that there's someone in your meeting room that's thinking the same thing, that is looking for a true connection. Either the Wise Wingman group, your meeting group, or the folks that your mother-in-law and your friend, someone in that group that you have to say, hey, I'm taking care of me and I want you to come with me. Let's do this. If you feel like you're bothering them, and if you feel like you're going out of your way, then at that point, I just challenge you to make you the priority. If you make you the priority, you absolutely can do this. So continue to go out there and get it done. Prove to yourself that you know how to do this. Prove to yourself that you want it. Prove to yourself that there is nothing stopping you from celebrating. Well, what is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to FatDag.com. Click on the WhysAdvice podcast to send in your celebrations, your comments, your questions. You can email them in at onair@FatDag.com. I always encourage you to write into the shows. The show is 100% your email. That's what drives the content to the show. But what I want you to do is as you take a moment to share it, it starts opening up parts of your journey that you may not have noticed as you really just get out there and just really let the mind freely capture your emotions in an email. So shoot them to me if you want. I'll read them on the air. We'll share them, and other people can go, yeah, I am doing that too. I get it. I see a lot of connections made as people find each other, by looking through the notes, the release notes on the podcast, finding each other and connect, finding each other in the Facebook group. I see those connections happen almost daily. It's very, very encouraging. So I encourage you to write in. But that is going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you were focused. Thank you for listening to the WhysAdvice podcast. Did you know for as little as $1 a month, you can take the next step as a wingman and support the show? Visit FatDag.com, click on Become a Patron today.